Welcome to the VIP section.
J baby,
Plays, now we ship champagne on Thursday because niggas be doing that shit on a regular.
Give him
Now,
a ball, Tone. I respect that. Real Brooklyn Best Side
yeah.
nigga.
sounds
He just killed. I ain't gonna lie, he just killed. God. No, I seen y'all. Y'all was on what, I think y'all was on Flex already, right?
No, not yet, man. Y'all should tag Flex under this right
Sipping
now.
like my mama kid with the same mister. Went from punching hoes to taxing them. We really grow sisters. Listen, make the fan proud. Take an Oscar.
Because Harlem got a lot of talent, you know what I'm saying? So during that time, it was major for me to be on a record with Fabulous, you know what I'm saying? Because he was one of those spitters. It was major for me to be on a tour with Jada Kiss, you know what I'm saying? And
Or you want the hearts of the cat with the heart eyes?
We dollar sign because we always.
Okay, let's put the dollar. Okay, y'all, we going with the dollar sign emojis for this song. If you feeling this song, we put this on. I'm glad we started with the dribbling, but that's getting towards the end. Where, the interview. Because I got a lot for you, Sham.
Yeah, no doubt. I'm here.
This is crazy right here tonight for us.
Yeah, I'm here.
Okay.
I'm here.
I saw on the internet you moved to Harlem when you was 9.
Yeah, I moved to Harlem when I was 9 and went to PS 92. And when I went to PS 92, the best basketball players in PS 92 was, God bless the dead, my man Chief. One of my close friends, that was Chief cousin, Kenneth McCrae, they call him Kenny Head, and Mace. And they was the best ball players in there.
Okay, Tone, give him a bomb for that, because this is where we're going with this. This is where I wanted to lead up to.
Mm-hmm.
How was it? First of all, before we get there, okay, so you're 9, you moved to Harlem, playing ball with Mace and the other guys you named. What team would you say where it started everything for Sham?
For me, I would say for me it started in PS 92, the school I went to, because my Spanish teacher, Mr. Hirschberg, he really like introduced me to basketball, but I couldn't play, so I didn't know what the heck was going on. And then, like I said, then after that, when I was like, yeah, basketball is cool and stuff. And then, like I said, after that, Mace took me to 55th Street, and I was sitting in a tree, and I saw Mike Boogie, Future, Master Rob, Pookie Wilson, Dancing Doogie. Those are the people I knew off the top.
That's crazy.
So those was like, yeah, because it was an all-star game.
Facts.
So what caught my attention was because Future came up the court, he threw it back between his legs, like threw it back to Mike Boogie. Future opened his legs. Mike Boogie got on his knees and dribbled through his legs.
Crazy.
And that was like the coolest, the dopest thing I ever seen in my life. After that, they was like the Avengers.
Huh.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah. That game Tip ain't played though, but Tip came after, and Tip was like, of course, Tip Dog is the one. Tip Dog is the one where I got the idea to spin cross, because Tip used to always spin and throw between his legs.
Yeah.
So after watching that game, I immediately thought I was Malloy Naismith. Like, you couldn't tell me I wasn't the Future. Like, I'll be like, yo, this dude is crazy. This dude, because back then NBA games wasn't coming on TV like that.
Yeah, facts. We were just talking about that.
Yeah,
we was talking about that with Reggie Freeman.
Yeah, so this is the first time, I'm watching basketball. You know what I'm saying? So I'm like, yo, because like I said, when I lived in Brooklyn, my father used to train boxers like Mark Breland and stuff like that. And
Thanks.
My father was a 5%er, so I used to always have to go to the mosque, do stuff like that. So, and I used to always be like into wrestling, karate, and boxing because my father was boxing. So I didn't know none of that stuff. So I was like not a super bad kid, but I was a bad kid. Like, I'm always getting in trouble wrestling and doing all this other stuff. So when I moved uptown, it was like a whole new world. You know what I'm saying? Because it was like, at this point, living in Brooklyn, like, dudes is like on the grimy, like dudes out there fighting every day, stuff like that. So when I moved uptown, it was like, you know how like we got this saying with people like, oh, that's black, like Atlanta's black Hollywood. This is black Hollywood. This is black that. When I moved to Harlem, it was black Hollywood for real, because I've never seen nothing like that. You know what I'm saying? Only time I've been to Harlem before that is when I used to go to the rallies on 127th Street for the Gods and the Earths. So I used to have to go there the last Sunday of every month. So I was in and out. So I really never paid attention. So when I moved up there, it was like a whole new like world. You know, like Biggie always said, it was either you was selling drugs or you was hooping. You know, and at that point, my father had got locked up, so I knew, like, you know, going to visit him and stuff like that, I knew I never wanted to go to jail. So of course, it was those two options still there. Like I said, Mace took me there, went up there, and at this point, the best basketball player in Harlem at this point was a kid named Marquis Pilgrim.
Marquis Pilgrim?
Marquis Pilgrim. He was 12 years old, and they had him in the newspaper for shaking Isaiah Thomas to the floor, the real Isaiah Thomas.
What?
And camp. Yeah, no, he was nice. He was the, if you ask anybody in Harlem, he was the first like AI, because he played ball and football. Like, he was nice in football, nice in basketball, like super nice.
What happened to him?
He's been in and out of jail his whole life.
Oh man.
You know, and I told him, like I'm cool with his family, everything now, you know.
That's love. Yeah, facts.
Yeah,
facts.
my boy Woods is married to his sister, because he was like one of my heroes, like Marquis Pilgrim.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say. Like, guys like him don't understand how much of an influence on like your life is, because you seen that a young kid could do it.
Yeah, because when I met him, I wasn't good. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? Like, actually, when I first met him, we got into a fight. You know what I'm saying? His brother was nice. His brother Yoda was nice. You know what I'm saying? So when so we used to watch Biz play. Like, Biz would come to, it was this gym for people that's out there, Stone Gym. It was a gym called Stone Gym. Biz would come there, cleats on, football equipment, all that. Take that off, get 40. Get 40. Like, easy. You know what I'm saying?
Who you said?
And like, huh?
You said Philippe?
No. I said Biz, he'll come to Stone.
Oh, Biz, yeah.
He come there right after a football game, right after scoring 4 or 5 touchdowns. He come right there and get 40. So everybody's like, yo, Biz is crazy with it. And so then he got locked up. So then besides that, like, Cameron was nice. Like, Cam was real nice. Like, Cam was nice.
Yo, is that really the truth?
No. Cam was nice.
Everybody's saying that.
No. Cam and my man Wally Lynch, they was in the backcourt. They was crazy. Like, they was crazy. I ain't even gonna lie. Like Kevin was nice. And my man G Dogs, my man Gary Saunders.
Facts. Shout out to Gary Saunders.
Yeah.
I just seen Gary Saunders. Facts.
Yeah, so like at that age, like I said, I was okay. I didn't really know how to play. I didn't know what the heck I was doing. So of course, when I moved to Harlem, I moved in the dead spot center of the Mecca of Harlem, like 142nd Street. Like, it was ball players on the right side of me, ball players on the left side of me, and killers on the block I lived on. So it was like in the Mecca of everything. Like, anything that was going on in Harlem that was popping, I was in the middle of all that.
Facts.
So
that's why you was always at Gaucho Gym. You was right across the bridge.
Yeah. So what happened was, all of them at that time, Kareem, Mace, Biz, Rafe. That's how when I first met Skip. Rafe, Steph. Crazy. They all played with Young Life.
Oh, Coach Thompson.
Yeah, Coach Thurman player, and you know what I'm saying. So Young Life was like.
Oh, I didn't know Thurman was Young Life.
I didn't know that either.
Yeah, Coach Thompson. My man, Coach Thompson owned it.
I think they called him Bouncy.
Yeah. So Young Life, because Ernie Lloyd's had Riverside. Young Life was on 129th Street, Salem Church, right? So Young Life was like Golden State Warriors, B. Like, if you was nice and you was a guard, if you didn't play with Young Life, you wasn't nice. That's
They
how
had
people
to.
looked at it.
I heard Young Life was the freshest team in New York City.
Yeah, didn't somebody in Young Life own a sneaker store or something like that?
The freshest everything. They fresh
Like
as
the
everything.
sweatsuits and everything, right?
The purple and yellow book, the bags and all that.
Listen. Young Life was hip hop. Like Young Life was like basketball players / bad boys / Rough Riders / Rockefeller.
Wow.
That's how the kids was. Like that's how the kids was.
It was like the
Thurman
gangster
was like,
team.
yeah, and Thurman was like the youngest, dopest coach ever at that point. Like,
shout out to Thurman. That's crazy.
Yeah, everybody loved Thurman, right? So they took me there, and I was like, yo, these dudes is like action figures. Like Rafe coming from Queens, Rafe super nice. Skip to my Lou for people that don't know him as Rafe. Rafe up there, he cooking. Steph cooking. Steph come up there, he's number 1 6th grade in the country. You know, Kareem Reed is a pit bull. You know what I'm saying? But like I said, the best player there was Marquis Pilgrim. And the thing about Marquis Pilgrim, he'd give you 30 and people were scared of him.
That's a fact.
So like, yeah, so like nobody wanted no fights with him, nobody like that. So it was him. Then my man Zig, they used to call Zig the Terminator. My man Melvin McKee, he was the point guard at Rice. They used to call him the Terminator. Used to be short, stocky, killing everything. You know what I'm saying? So mind you, so Zig lived on 140th Street. Ali Mo was from 140th Street. I moved to 142nd Street. Cameron and Andre Gobson's dead, my man Huddy Six, they lived across the street, and Gary Saunders.
Facts, Hud, yeah.
That's my man, yeah, damn.
So they lived across the street. So mind you, I'm in the middle of that. So I got Zig, Ali Mo, all of them on this side. Gobson's dead. Big L was on
you
that.
You talking about Zig that went to Rice?
Yes, Melvin McKee. Yes.
Wow.
Yes.
You talking about Ziggy? You don't even live on the block, though.
So Ziggy and them was over there. I'm over here on 142nd Street. So when I'm on 142nd Street, the older dudes on 142nd is like Sean Arnold, Ron Arnold. You know, the Arnold brothers, they nice. That's and Ali Moore's, God bless them, they cousins. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, and like I said, Marquis lived up the block. Yoda lived up the block. So I was just put in the Mecca. If you go down the street to 145th Street Park, Jerry McCullough, Dennis McCullough, the McCullough brothers lived down there. It was these other two kids, Teddy and Bernard. They was nice. Like Bernard was super nice. You know what I'm saying? So I was just all around basketball. And what happened was when I moved up there, because like I said, my father used to train boxing, so I was already disciplined because like I was brought up that way, like boxing, 5% of doing my lessons, my 120s and all that. I had to do it. So I was very disciplined. So when I found something I loved, I just went all in. So they used to always be like, yo, can you play? And I'm like, yeah, I'm nice, but I never play. I'll always go at night. I'll always go at night and sneak in the back of the park and work out. And I used to practice all these dribbling moves, all this stuff, and do a whole bunch of stuff. So
shout out to Heck in the building.
Yeah, shout out. So when I first got there, I was like, I got the Young Life. I knew I wasn't on a level, so I was like, man, I ain't really on a level like that. So I'm like still practicing. So what happened was I had met a man named Ron Carlos that coached Menacing, God bless his dad. And I went to his team, and when I say he was like a second father. Like when I said like he loved me, like he put everything into me, like, and every team I played on with him, it was my team. Even though it was other players, it was my team. It was like, yo, you have to be the one. And then then what happened was my game grew rapidly because then I started playing against Young Life. I started playing against all these other people. And then shout out to my big bro, Storm and Norman. He had me play all the like hood tournaments, like Bird Classic, stuff like that. So of course I was getting all these reps, but I'm on a team playing against all these people. So now I'm going against all these superheroes. So of course I gotta do everything. So my game and my growth is like happening like this. And then like I said, why like those dudes were so ahead of their time, you know, they was the man in basketball, but they was the man off the court too. So they was going to parties, stuff like that. I wasn't doing that. I was going in the back of the park, working out every day. They'll walk past the park and see me in the park and be laughing like, yo, this dude crazy in the park. It's raining, it's snowing. And you know, and I just kept it going. And like I said, Ron Carlos was like feeding me like energy every day. And then, you know, once it clicked for me, it clicked because like I said, watching the thing that happened for me that was good was because I didn't have a big brother and my family wasn't into basketball like that. 55th gave me a passion and a love where it made me enjoy basketball. Like I wasn't even thinking about college, NBA. Like Steph, all them dudes, that was already in their mind already. Like Steph's the best 6th grade in the country, so he know he going to college or going to the NBA. You know, Ray for them, they always had people talk to them about this and that. For me, it was just like, man, I like basketball. This is cool. I love basketball. So I got to really enjoy those moments growing up because of, you know, when I watched Future and all them play, what they gave me the vision was that, man, the fans need to enjoy themselves. You know, even though you playing, you got to put on the show. And that always stuck with me. So that's why I always wanted to learn how to dribble and dribble the way I dribbled and things like that.
Facts. So how was it growing up? Like, well, you explained growing up around them sport-wise.
Yeah.
But around this time, we got to say 95, 96, when the fame of Shammgod started coming to light. As far as like the McDonald's, everything that.
Yeah. No, I got
and then Mason them, all you guys blossoming at the same
I know. It was crazy. Nah, I have to give a shout out to, because I can't never do an interview and don't say this. So at the Ron Carlos, I remember I was playing in 55th and I saw, and at this point, Kenny Anderson became like this phenomenon. Like Kenny Anderson just blew up. And I met a guy named Kev Jackson. Shout out to people that know Kev Jackson. He coached Aim High. And Kev Jackson was like, you know, I coach Kenny Anderson. And I was like, what? You coach Kenny Anderson? And I just was like obsessed with Kenny Anderson. So I was like, yo, if you coach Kenny Anderson, I need to come to work out with you. So I used to take the train to Queens every day and work out with Kev Jackson. And Vince Smith used to be there, Kenny Smith brother. And he put he was like third. He was like third for me, but he caught me like when I'm at like 16, 17. So him and Thurm was like the same way coaching. So he would put the battery in my back and be like, yo, you have to kill these dudes, kill everybody in front of you, kill this and that. So once I got with Aim High, you know, I used to always travel with Gauchos on trips because Aim High really didn't go on trips like to Vegas and stuff like that at that time. So I used to work out with him every day, come back and play me, Steph playing the backcourt with Gaucho. So at this point, I'm blowing up. So right before that happened, Mason's blowing up too. Mason Cam is blowing up at this point because, you know, they doing music and stuff like that. And I'll never forget when Mace did the 112 and Mace, shout out to Mace, because I gotta give him mad love on this. Because the summer of my going into my high school year, Mace used to come get me every morning just to play defense.
What you mean? You play defense on him?
No. He would just play defense on me. That's it.
What? You mean this is when he had this is when the combo you want to. Combo you want to. Money, I'm going to flaunt you.
This is right when 112 started. This is right.
Wow.
Right before
so
that.
So Mace is getting it. He's coming to pick you up.
That's why I say I will always have to give him mad love when it comes to ball, because he used to come get me. This is no lie. I was going to go to Manhattan Center at first because of Cam and Mace and Rich Parker. I can't forget Rich Parker. I was going to go there, right? So they used to bring me over there with Coach Rich, Coach Ford. I used to go to Manhattan Center.
Rich Pagon.
Yeah, it was a lot for me to go there. It was locked. I was like, yo.
I went to Lornburg with him.
There you go. So
that's my man.
So everybody used to always say, so this when Mace was like, yo, you know, I got because this is right before he did the 112. So right before, so he's still like playing ball. And Mason's like, yeah, I got, you know, I'm a defensive stopper. I'm a defensive stopper. So, you know, so that summer, I swear, he used to come get me every morning just so I could work on my moves. And he used to guard me every morning. Like every morning he used to come. And we used to go work out, stuff like that. And
could he guard you?
That,
like above the rim?
Mace.
Nah, it wasn't too much guarding.
Like
because people gotta understand, right? People gotta understand. When I say I was obsessed, that's why like if you hear Cam talking in the interview about me growing up, he gonna tell you. That's why he always talk about how obsessed I was. When you talk about obsessed, this is no lie. Because you just said something about above the rim. This is no lie. I was nuts up at that point. I was watching. No, I'm dead serious. Because like they used to walk past the park. I got so obsessed. I used to go to 145th Street, and on the first court, the light shined on the court, right? So I used to believe in my mind I could shake my shadow. So I would be out there dribbling fast as heck. I would have ankle weights on my wrist, dribbling fast, doing all this stuff, really trying to shake my shadow, like really trying to make my shadow move. To the point one day I thought I did it, and then I just kept going.
That's crazy.
Yeah. So it was like, and that's why people used to always be like, you know, when people are like, yo, how you dribble so fast? Because I used to take the 2 pound, because you know, when you grow up, everybody always wore ankle weights. So everybody always wore ankle weights so they could jump, practice jumping. So what I used to do, I'll do ankle weights, I'll dribble, stuff like that. And then one day I was like, man, I wonder how this feels if I put them on my wrist. So I used to put them on my wrist and I'll dribble with them on my wrist, have the strip shoes